So how are you today, Lampros?
Just finished my working for my company. I work as a software engineer.
Oh, fantastic. Nice.
Yeah. And where are you from? From which country?
I am from India.
From India. Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
So good to have you, Lampros. So,
That's great.
Lampros, your debut album Awakenings was out on October 2024. So would you like to tell me a bit on the production and the making of this new album?
Yes, of course. Well, we started recording the 8 songs that appear on the album from September of 2023. So the whole process took about 1 year to complete.
Mhm.
We collaborated with a known Greek producer, Bob Katsionis,
Yeah, I know him.
which is very known in the metal scene in Greece and
Yeah.
in Europe. And one by one, I was recording the compositions in my home studio,
Mm.
in my mini home studio, and then I would send the final project to the producer, and he will do his magic, play some extra sounds, the drums and stuff like that, in order to complete the song
Mhm.
and give it the final character that it has. It was a procedure that took about 1 year, and Awakenings is the name of the album with 8 songs. 7 of them are instrumental, one is with lyrics. My
Yeah.
brother Vasilis sings in that composition. The Promise is the name of the song that Vasilis sings.
Fantastic, fantastic. And does Awakenings has some kind of concept behind the album?
Well, the thing is, I would say that every song of the album it tries to portray different feelings and emotions. It's about the experience of life in general and trying to understand different perspectives and to be able to expand your horizons from an inner level, from an inner sense, in order to face all the different situations that life puts you through.
Mhm.
It's about expanding your consciousness. It's about there are many different themes. For example, we have songs like Source of Life and Lust for Freedom that they talk about the collective and atomic and individual freedom and the characteristics, the dynamics, and the majesty of life itself. We have songs like Cry of Lucifer, which has a mythical religious background, and it's about the expel of the angel Lucifer from heaven.
Yeah.
We have songs like Flying with Me, which is romantic. It has to do with an erotic affair between a couple, the passion, the secrets, and the mystical bonds that they form as a couple. We have a song called Fractal of Loss, which is about the loss of a loved one.
Mhm.
It deals with the realization that everything in life comes and goes, and at some point we have to leave a beloved person behind, and we experience again both negative and positive experiences and life experiences and feelings that we had in our bondage. We have a song, The Promise, which is the one that's not instrumental, it's with vocals. It deals with the breaking of a relationship,
Mhm.
the aftermath of a relationship, where both each unit of the couple needs to move forward and continue his life despite the loss of his partner of the relationship. You have songs like Star, which is a combination of symphonic progressive metal with ethnic elements,
Mhm.
and it's inspired by the goddess Star of the Sumerian pantheon.
Mhm.
And lastly, we have Radical Revolution, which is also instrumental, and it talks about the great cycle of the ages, where we move in a period of 2,160 years from one age to the other. From the age of Aquarius, now we go to the age of from the age of Pisces, we go to the age of Aquarius, and it deals with this revolution in how it's described in a mystical way. And I think it's in the Vedas, in the Indian religion,
Mm.
they call the yugas. It's called yugas, the Kali Yuga,
Yeah,
Trep, Tapara Yuga, and some other similar notions that talk about this cycle of the heavens. And I found it interesting and try to make a kind of like an opera-like, musical-like approach in that final composition of the album. It also has ethnic elements, but it also has baroque elements with choirs and ethnic instruments and stuff like that.
fantastic, fantastic. Lampros. And to speak about the cover art of the album, it's really nicely designed cover art that goes behind it, nice artistic works behind it. So, would you like to tell me the making of the cover art for this album?
Yes, we were trying to portray the beginning of a musical journey. I
Mm.
would say it like this, and at the same time, with the colors and the themes that appear on the artwork, try to convey the general feeling of the album, the atmosphere. It's kind of dark, but at the same time, it has the staircase and the piano.
Mm.
It's like an awakening of sorts, where we awaken to, in order to follow our dreams, in order to follow our passions. I see it kind of like this. We designing together with the producer,
Mhm.
and about the general theme that we wanted to convey, and it's about this awakening into the musical journey. I would say it has different elements in the picture. You can find many different details. At some point, we thought that we would add different elements to picture the songs and their themes, but we dropped that idea in order to convey a general meaning for the whole of the album.
Gotcha. Fantastic, fantastic. And had the pleasure to listen to the entire album Awakenings. I would say it's an amazing work. Eight musical awesomeness with great progression, with a lot of symphonic elements and heaviness included in this album. And from the start with lust for freedom and the ending with the radical evolution and all these songs like beautifully done. And like for a change you have also included the promise with vocals for this particular song. It all came out beautifully amazing. So a great album from you, so thanks so much for the musical awesomeness.
Thank
And
you very much for your nice comments. We really appreciate it.
yeah. And as a creator, how do you feel about the outcome of this album?
I feel that I would say that I had a clear vision from the beginning of where this album was going to go from a musical perspective, because I was trying. I write a lot of songs, a lot of composition from an early age, but I had a number of songs that shared similar musical characteristics, like progressive metal influences and symphonic metal influences and ethnic elements. And when I was selecting the songs one by one,
Mm,
I had a clear vision of where the final album, how the final album will sound like.
mm,
So with this song, I was adding symphonic elements, I was adding ethnic elements, and the progressive, of course, with the polyrhythmics and the change in the time signatures and the tempo. There were songs that I have worked for a period of years. So I was before starting the recordings, I had selected the songs, and then it was the process of trying to place the correct orchestration and instrumentation in order to convey the feelings and the atmosphere and the images that I wanted to convey with each song. It was a process where I learned a lot of stuff, because while I have been recording music by myself for many years, it was the first time that I collaborated with a non-producer.
mm,
So I had to make sure that every song before I sent it to him was what I really had in my mind for the composition. But afterwards, there were added some elements by Katsionis, and
mm,
the compositions evolved by themselves, I would say. And his vision was very close to mine, because He's a really fan of this kind of music, and he really enjoyed. From what he said, he really enjoyed
Mm.
making this album. He really enjoyed the whole process of composition and musicianship. And I am more than happy with the result because I think the production is really good. It highlights the different elements. It's a difficult album because it has many elements in its songs. So from a production and mixing perspective, I think we are very good. We reached a sound that it's very fulfilling while highlighting all the different elements of the songs. And I think that with each listen that you give to the album, more and more elements come to play, and you get to see our own artistic vision that we had from the beginning.
Fantastic, fantastic, Lampros. And are there any touring involved in this project of yours?
Touring,
Yeah.
not yet. We have play studs that we're searching for musicians to join us in our journey. We're searching for guitar and drums for sure, because we plan to do some live shows. But
Mm.
this is a process because we need to find musicians that they are capable, they are in a certain technical level, and at the same time they can contribute with ideas and they understand the artistic vision that Innerverse has. And that's a process. It's not very easy. We really need to select individuals that they were able to contribute to our music. Right now, I compose, I write most of the instruments,
Mm.
and this, I would say, in electric guitar, we will certainly need another person because it's metal, and the better guitarist you have, the more ideas you have
Mm.
flowing in the songs. So it's a process, and I believe that in the next months we will find the band members that we need in order to perform live.
Fantastic, fantastic. And what's the plan for 2025 for Innerverse?
Well, currently, as I said, we are searching for band members in order to perform live. We have not, of course, we are still promoting Awakenings
Yeah.
in order to reach as many people as possible throughout the globe. We are distributing digitally the album currently through the most known streaming platforms like Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, etc. So we are trying to get as many possible reviews and interviews in order to promote our music. This is the fundamental action that we take now for this year.
Mhm.
So, personally, I'm always recording ideas, musical ideas, and compositions. So it's a matter of time before we start again to write down music in order to go for a second album. But we are not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. I would say that we try to do our best to promote the current album that we have.
Mm.
And I am very happy because we get very positive reviews until now.
Mm.
And that's a good thing because it seems that people can they get the feeling and the quality of the songs and they appreciate it. And for me, that I am the main creator of the music, makes me feel very happy and fulfilled.
Amazing, amazing. And would you like to tell me about a bit about Innerverse and how it all started and how what made you
Yes,
start?
yes, yes. I have been composing music from an early age. I did studies in piano.
Mm.
I began at a young age with studies in piano. And I was starting composing music from the age of 7 or 8 years old. Ideas in piano, in general. After from the age of 15 to 16, I started to listen to rock and metal music. And from that point on, I continued to write compositions in the piano, but there were also rock and metal elements on the songs that I composed. And I mean, I listen to many different styles of music, from rock and metal to symphonic to soundtrack music. I listen to a lot of soundtrack music, and maybe that also influenced the music of Innerverse, because there's this soundtrack-like approach, I would say, in many songs. It's like we try to convey images and feelings. So, I mean, I have favorite soundtrack composers like Hans Zimmer and John Williams, which I listen to a lot of time.
Hmm.
And I also take courses in harmony and and piano lessons. So I try to improve my skills in piano playing and keys playing, and at the same time improve my understanding and my concepts in orchestration and harmony in music. So we have a lot of influences in our songs. I listen to a lot of stuff from metal. From example, from symphonic, I listen to Therion, Epica, Arcturus. From progressive metal, I listen to Dream Theater, Symphony X, Fate's Warning. From power metal, I listen to Blind Guardian, Angra. So they're bound. You're bound to find some influences of these bands in our songs. Opeth, of course, Opeth as well. So I think they are bands that they have influenced us, and to some degree, we are influenced by these bands in order to perform our songs and for the composition of the songs. So to get back to the beginning of the question, there are many bands that have shaped the sound of Innerverse, but I think that as a composer, I have my own filter. I managed to take my influences and at the same time not make them too much to stand out too much. I think that for a first album, and that's something that most reviewers agreed upon, for a first album, it has a very distinct character. It's like we have many. It's like we have already released many albums, because I had a very clear understanding of how the music of this album would be. Yeah. So when I compose, when I gather ideas, I either do it in the piano or the electric guitar. It depends. I might compose a whole musical piece in piano, and at the same time I would have an idea of which instrument in the orchestration should play its part. I will have the piano melodies, and I will try to perform these melodies in electric guitar, in synth sounds. Try to find out the different tempo changes and time signal changes in order to make it as a complete song. But many times I will finish first the song in the piano or the electric guitar, and then I will start the orchestration, having a clear understanding of with what each instrument should play.
Amazing, amazing. And Lambros, speaking on your future work in Innerverse, are you planning to keep it as an instrumental band, or will there be more vocals involved in the future?
That's a good question, and that's something that many interviewers have asked us
Mm.
until now. I believe that our next album will have more vocals.
Beautiful.
Yes, I believe it seems that people liked a lot the promise, and it's our single. We are trying to do now a lyric video in order to promote it as a separate single from the album.
Yeah.
So we're making a lyrical video now. It's in the process of production. I believe that I have a lot of songs that I need to record, and many of them I have the capacity to include vocals.
Mhm.
So that's certainly a direction that we're going to take into the future, and you will find more songs with vocals on them.
Awesome, awesome, Lampros. And
So
Lambros,
you will have to wait in order to
yeah,
experience
amazing,
it.
amazing, amazing. And Lambros, finally, any message that you have for the fans around the world?
Our message is to listen to Awakenings, to enjoy Awakenings. I believe that it's deep. musical experience that will make you travel through different worlds with each song. And it's an experience that the more time you will give it, the more it will appreciate it. The more you will appreciate the musical output that we produced. So for fans of symphonic and progressive and metal music, I think it's it's an album that they will really enjoy.
Awesome, 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 Lampros. And Lampros, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this opportunity to have this wonderful chat with you to speak on your debut.
Oh, you didn't tell me which is your favorite song.
Oh, I love almost everything from this album, I have to say, because this is an album I have to I listen from the start to end, and everything is beautifully done. It's not about, even though Promises has vocals, I still prefer the songs from the beginning, like even uh, the last track, I mean, which was fantastic, and the opening song, Lust.
Radical Revolution, you mean the last one?
Even the opening song "Lust for Freedom," it speaks a lot about the music that you want to portray through this album. So the first song itself gives an idea of how amazing this album is, and following to that source of life, it and "Cry for Lucifer" is another amazing song, and the ending with "Radical Evolution," it all came out beautifully, and I really loved each and everything that you have done in this album.
Probably Radical Revolution was the most difficult song we wrote
Oh,
because it had so many channels. We had so many channels with choirs and ethnic drums and vocals, and it was like, okay, it was extravaganza from a production perspective, and probably that was the most difficult song that we wrote. So yeah, it's like it wasn't an easy process for sure.
yeah, I know, but overall the album is really good. It is not like about you pick which is great or which is not good. It's about this album is all about awesomeness, I would say. So everything has something to offer for everybody. That's what I feel about this album. It's totally a good one, I would say, Lampros.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your nice comments.
You're welcome, Lampros. And Lampros, I would thank you so much for giving me today this opportunity to speak about Awakenings, your debut album, and a real pleasure to have you on this interview. And I'm really looking forward for more new music from your end, and looking for some awesomeness soon, Lampros.
Thank you very much for your time and effort as well.
My pleasure, Lampros. You take care and have a great evening.
Yes, you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.